This is the Coachman Acadia 875 XL. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake will take you through in person here on site. In the right hand side front locker you have your gas bottle tie downs where you can store a maximum of 2 6kg propane gas bottles at any point. Now on the bulkhead you have the gas regulator for the caravan, and the pipe work that goes into the front of the bottle is a reverse thread fitment, so you need to turn it the opposite way to a standard gas fitting, for instance, a standard bottle cap for instance, to lock it in place and to release it. On the left hand side front of the caravan you have a storage locker to store any accessories away while you're travelling down the road. You then have your Aldi heating and hot water flue on the side of the caravan. That basically does the same job as your flue on the side of your house, so you don't ever cover this up and you leave it open at all times. On each corner of the front of the caravan, on either side, you have the wind down leg to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. They're only there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the van. If you lifted the van with these, you could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You then have your water pump connection. Water pump connection very simply pulls out and pushes into place and locks in place with the cap. Pickup pipe drops inside the ACK roll itself, and I'll show you how to fill the water system once you're inside the van. You do need to make sure the water pump is fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. You've then got your battery box. We'll put a battery on the van just to demonstrate everything is working as it should, and then you've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site. And I'll show you a little tip once you go inside the van to show you how to test whether you've got mains power coming in or not. You've then got your wheels. The wheel nuts will be torqued prior to the caravan leaving site, and we'll torque these in front of you so they have been done. Going further down the side of the van, you've got your 2 grey waste pipes, and the 2 grey waste pipes go into the larger diameter holes on the side of the van, and they drop down inside your waste master. So it'll be the 2 large diameter holes, 2 bits of grey pipe in, and like I said, down into the waste master at the side of the van. Coming to the back of the caravan, you've got your toilet flush tank. You need to put 3.5 litres of water in this tank and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And that's your toilet flush. And in the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so as you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spin and sputter back at you. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs again to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. Then coming down the door side, you've got a storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the caravan. You've got your 2 fridge vents. 2 fridge vents very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind one of those you'll also find a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. Going further down the side of the van, you've got your storage locker for underneath your front seating area. At the front, just here, you have a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning, and then you've got your barbecue gas point so you can run a barbecue from the bottles on board the caravan. Coming on to the inside of the caravan now, straight in front of the door with that cabinet door down, you're going to see the 240 trip switches for the caravan. So a little test tip for you is, if you come into the caravan and you're not sure if you've got mains power coming in, hit the test switch here, and as you can see, they don't drop down. The reason for that is there is currently no mains power coming into the caravan. So once you turn the power on in a second, that will drop down. So as you can see, now the power is on, hit the test switch, and that switch drops down into the bottom position. So that is your 240 trip switch, and that is a way of testing to see if you have power coming into the caravan from the site you are on. Trip switches on the left hand side are very much the same as your household trip switches. And then down the bottom here you have your 12 volt fuses, and all of those are individually marked for the size amp fuse they should have in there and what each of those is for. While you're in this cupboard on the right hand side, you may as well get your drain down valves ready to fill the water system up. So down the side of this tank you're going to see 2 yellow valves. These 2 yellow valves need to be flat with the floor as they are at the moment to fill the water system up, and then upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. So once them valves are flat with the floor, you can then come to each of the taps on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side of the water system. Once they're all open on the hot side of the water system, you come to the control panel above the door and you turn your water pump on. You'll know the water pump is on because you hear the water start surging into the water tank on board the van. As when you finish with the caravan, we do advise you drain it down completely after each use. And to do that, you'd open all the taps up in the central position and open the 2 yellow valves under the seat. Now when the water system's full, You're going to have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, and at that point you can shut all of the taps back off and you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So that's where the control panel comes in above the door. Got your power switch on and off in this bottom left hand corner. We do advise you turn this control panel off before you turn off the master control panel on the left hand side here. One thing I should say is when you come into the caravan, you need to turn on the main power on this switch here. You've then got your interior lights and your awning light for the outside of the caravan. On the button here, you've got your battery voltage to tell you how much battery voltage is on board the van. Once the control panel's on for the all the heating and hot water, it will come up with a symbol in the top right hand corner saying you've got mains power coming into the van. And then you've got your room temperature or current room temperature below that. Hit the menu button and you can go into your options for the heating and hot water. Top option is your room temperature, plus or minus to set the room temperature. I'm not going to turn this on today because it's far too warm, but you can put that right up to 30 degrees should you need the heating on. Below that you've got your water temperature, so you've got water on and water boost when this bar is completely full. So halfway up it's water on, then water boost. Below that you have the switch to say how much power you want the heating and hot water system to use. So you've got off, 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts depending on what caravan site you're on. If you're not sure of what to set this to, I do advise you ask your site's office when you arrive on your holiday. Now down the bottom left hand side here, you have the option to run gas for your heating and hot water. So you hit the gas symbol and it will self-ignite on gas as long as the gas is turned on. And if it fails to ignite, it will come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks either side. To turn the gas supply back off, you hit the gas button again and it will go back to the blue light. And on the bottom right hand side here, you do have some advanced options for the heating and hot water control panel. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, as if you try to operate this without knowing fully what you are doing with it, you could potentially turn off the heating and hot water systems in the background. So please just bear this in mind and please do read the manual fully before trying to operate these. Next up, we're going to come to our microwave, hob, grill and oven. Now the microwave does work very much like a household microwave, but you will notice on the front here, please ensure microwave plate has been removed before moving the vehicle. So please make sure you remove that, because if not, it could potentially come out, and if it drops on your hob lid, it could cost a lot of money to repair. The hob has an electric ring at the back. Now this will only work if you have 240 mains coming into the caravan. The rest of the hob, grill and oven will work on gas solely with an igniter on the front here, as you expect to see. Another thing to remember is you do need to have this hob lid open and fully before you'll have gas going to your grill and oven also. Next up we come to the fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. Power button on the front here, press the power button and the fridge will turn on. You need to press and hold it. Now at the moment it's trying to ignite on gas. Now it is going to fail to ignite on gas because there is no gas bottle on board the van. If it ignited on gas, the blue light below the flame symbol here would go solid and they'd have no warning button, or we'd have no warning light underneath the triangle on the left hand side. So this just indicates it has failed to ignite both of these. You can control the temperature of the fridge on gas or mains with the button on the right hand side here, the thermometer button, and the higher the dots go, the colder the fridge will be. To change the power source, you press the mode button. As you can see now, it's gone to 240 volt mains, so the fridge will now be operating on the 240 main supply coming into the caravan. You've got auto mode. Now what auto mode will do is the first power source it sees, so for instance at the moment it's seeing 240 volts, it will automatically go to the 240 volt mode and start operating as a fridge. Again, you would need to control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side here. You've then got your 12 volt mode. Now again, you can see it's telling me that there is no power source going to it. That's because we currently have no car connected to the caravan at the front. What the 12 volt mode is essentially the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with operating the fridge as a cool box. It will not work if you have the wrong connection on the back of the car or it is wired up in the wrong way. And that also goes for the same as charging the battery. So if the 12 volt mode doesn't work on the fridge, you will have no power going to the onboard battery while you are traveling also to charge it from the car you are towing with. To turn the fridge off, you'll press and hold the power button. And after a few seconds, hit it again. turn back off. The bed has storage underneath, and the bed does slide out to make it longer, as you can see by the extra piece of mattress at the back there. But coming into the back of the van, towel rail in the back. Do advise you keep children away from this because it could potentially burn if they grab hold of it while it is hot. You then have an electric flush on the toilet just here to allow the toilet system to flush. A red indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, it needs to be back in this straight on position. Then below the toilet, you'll see the grey waste handle. Now the grey waste handle needs to be in the open position to allow the toilet waste into the cassette under the van, and in the closed position when you're trying to remove the waste cassette from underneath the van. If you don't have it in the closed position when you try to remove that cassette, you could potentially damage the toilet waste cassette itself, and again, that could be a costly repair. So that is the Coachman Xcel Acadia 875. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Bye bye for now.